Okay, today I'm gonna talk about, I guess, kind of like souls and reincarnation and stuff, because I feel like that there's so many people that they're so cut off from their inner being that they don't even really realize that they have a soul. They don't even know that there's other communication outside of themselves. They think that they just, everybody got this brain. Some people got some good ones, some people got some bad ones. And, they've dirtied religion, which religion is dirty. There's no doubt about that. Um, most everything that, most everything that's out there in our world right now is dirty. There's not very much that is clean. It's all being exposed. This isn't the way of the future. This is the exposing of the evil. And it's nasty. I mean, shocking how dirty it is, I didn't know. When I was a kid and growing up, watching the Jetsons and would watch the Flintstones too. I love the Flintstones. But the Jetsons, I love the Jetsons. And, at this time in our lives, we were all who grew up with the Jetsons were expecting there to be robots in every house. We'd be in flying cars and stuff. And sorry, I hope that wasn't too loud. Clearing my throat. That it is that we were all expecting that by now, and that it hasn't happened. But that's where we're headed, is the future. It's all been controlled and manipulated by this group of controllers. That's not what they're called. They're called by a lot of different names. But anyways, there's just so much of our life has been controlled the whole time, my whole life. It's just so crazy. You try and tell somebody that they're in somebody else's video game. They've given somebody else the controls to their avatar. And they don't have a clue what you're talking about. Some of the stuff you try and tell people, they just think you're completely insane and you're bothering them. That stuff isn't real. That stuff's not coming. That's, and it's like, oh my gosh, if you're paying attention, it is happening right around you. You're just oblivious to what's really going on because someone else is in control. You have to take ownership, take control of your own controller, take control of your own avatar. There's a lot of stuff going on around you that people are not being shown. And, for those of us who are, deeper, we want to find out what's going on. There's a lot of us. We can be labeled in certain groups by family members and called crazy and stuff, but we all have each other. We've all found each other in this mess, and we all share information. We all are on top of what's going on, and this is a lot of people. Like, people think like this is, you've got, 10,000 people or something. No, this is millions and millions of people are completely aware of what is happening. We all talk about, we all see it. This isn't like, a couple of crazy people and they convince the rest of us. No, that's not how it works. We see it. Just like, when I talk about stuff, I don't go in and, try and watch someone else's videos to figure out, I'm going to talk about this. They talked about that, so I'm going to go talk about it. Or, I don't like what they said, so I'm going to go talk about it. That's not what I do. I meditate, and they give me stuff, or I watch a movie and they're talking to me, the whole time, telling me, look at this, look at that. Oh, what about this? What about that? And, they give me new insights. They give me ways of looking at things. And And then after, sometimes I'll say stuff and I'll be like, oh my gosh, maybe I just sound like a crazy person. Who knows? And then they'll bring me, information will start coming towards me that confirms what I was talking about. Someone else is also saying it and seeing it, and the exact same thing. So that's more how I do it. And then that's something that I think a lot of people can't wrap their heads around. Even like tarot cards, I like to watch tarot readings sometimes. It's one of those things, you have to find balance in. Some people will just get hooked on it. They have to go through a lot, see what's happening in their life, what they should do next and stuff. And I don't use it like that. I more have information that's coming to me, and then sometimes it can feel super confusing. Even to me, it can feel confusing. And I listen to them. I've been listening to them. I ask them for confirmation. I ask them to show me signs and stuff. And that's where sometimes those signs come in a tarot reading, and I'll go in and watch it, and it's just like confirmation of exactly what was being told to me, exactly what. And if I start watching something, like if I'm just like, oh, I'm going to go and watch one, I'm going to go find one, when you turn it on, you can right away tell, like, oh, this has nothing to do with me. I don't even know what they're talking about. And but when they come to me, and then I go in and watch, then it's like it's confirmation. And it come to me like information is coming to you all the time. You think one thing a lot of people think is that everything is an accident, it's coincidence and stuff like that. I don't believe in coincidences. I don't believe in accidents. I believe in you are where you're supposed to be at all times, that this is a pre-planned kind of thing, that you pre-planned it yourself. This isn't like, God sitting up on his throne and, okay, you're going to go in and be poor this time. You're going to go in and starve to death. You're going to go in and be rich. That's not how it works. The souls are also independent of God, although we make up what God is, because if you put us all back together, one thing that was shown to me was quite a while ago, and I don't know if I've said it before. I know I've said it on Twitter and I've said it to other people, but if you kind of get the idea, like if you have this beautiful teapot, it's beautiful, and then it falls to the ground and it shatters into hundreds of pieces. All of those pieces still make up the teapot. And when those pieces are all apart, then they're all like confused. What are they? Are they beautiful? Are they ugly? What are they? What makes them? Where do they fit in? Are they just broken? And that is that's how I see it. That's how I see God. And then when we are the pieces, we have to remember who and what we are and how perfect we are. And I think it's important also to become independent. Like, to me, I've been single for a lot of years, just spent the time working on myself, working on my spiritual connection, trying to understand the universe, trying to understand everything on a much more higher perspective. And it's opened me up totally to seeing things so differently than I did before, and having a deeper understanding of things that I didn't understand before. And you reach, when I was younger, then I kept thinking, that there was somebody who was going to complete me. I felt this need, like, I know I'm supposed to, like, love is important to me. I'm supposed to be in love. I'm supposed to be with somebody. I feel this thing inside of me. And, I thought that people were like me, but I was broken back then. I'm not going to pretend like I wasn't. Like, I came from a hard, hard childhood. And, I see it as, I've talked about it before, your obstacles, your challenges, in order to rebuild yourself. So, but when you go through those things, you know, they feel really horrible. They feel awful. You can hear Stella snoring her head off. That's why I was like, oh, it's a good time. I'll go talk. She's been in, oh God, she's been a wreck. I can't even believe it. Like crying all night and just, oh, so uncomfortable and panting. And oh no, the temperature is changing. And it does get more miserable at night with her. She's always hot. Because she sleeps in the bed with me and she gets in the blankets. She doesn't get under the blankets, but just her big old body touching blankets, she gets really hot. Anyways, so, you know, I had my own things to figure out about myself. And there was definitely a period of time where I was caught up in the survival mind that they put us into. You know, everything is just so mind controlled. It's just so crazy. But then, you know, when I got my brain injury, it set me into a new phase of my life. And it was a transitional phase. And like I've said before, like this I feel like is like walking into this new thing, this new part of my life. This it's like walking into your future, walking into meet your future self or something. You know, like I was always here waiting for her to catch up, and now she's here, and now I get to take over. Now I get to take over, take the reins, and, you know, live life in a different way than I did before. And a lot of times, you know, we're so in survival. We're just trying to figure out how to survive. And we just want someone to love us. We just want someone to understand us, accept us. We want to feel connected. And, you know, that teapot fell and broke, and we don't know where our parts are. We're all by ourselves. And we just can't figure it out, you know, and it can be really scary. And that's why a lot of people, you turn to bad relationships. You know, it's better to have somebody than to be alone, or turns to drugs and alcohol because they don't want to feel this emptiness, this scary feeling of like, what does it all mean? What am I supposed to be doing? Why am I here? Especially when you have the controllers who want you to feel hopeless and helpless. They want you on their drugs. You know, that's how they make money. They want to keep poisoning us. I was thinking yesterday, I really think this whole thing with the sun, them telling us, you know, and I have to keep getting these things burned off my face, right? And my chest. And I was thinking yesterday, I think it's not the sun that's doing this. It's the poisons and the chemicals inside of my skin. You know, those things come out. They go to the surface, you know. Especially when you think about that we're mostly water, and when you start understanding like our biology and stuff. But a lot of the toxins and stuff come out in those ways. They come out in your pee, they come out in your skin, they come out in oils and everything in your body. And so some of those chemicals coming out, and then I think they're mixing with the sun and causing these cancers, because they're causing cancers inside of people. So I think it's doing it to our skin. And but they want to block us. Like there's this whole thing with a certain person who is, you know, a really bad person. They, I mean, they've made it public that they believe that 3/4 of the people need to be dead in order for the earth to carry on. And, you know, they're really bad, and they want to block the sun. Well, the sun gives us vitamin D. Most people don't even realize how important it is, and that they're deficient. And when I first had my brain injury, you know, I had to go through just, I can't even tell you how many tests. Not right away. Right away, they're just like, oh, forget about her, you know, pretend like she doesn't exist, because it happened in the hospital, and it's very much a boys, you know, one of those back scratching clubs. And so I was very ignored, but I mean, there was certain things that they just, you know, I mean, it wasn't getting better. And it had to be eventually acknowledged. I mean, people were noticing. And so I had to go through just tons and tons of tests. And of course, it was right when I had this just job I just loved too. I got this job that I finally felt like it was moving me towards where I wanted to be. I was just like really excited. And then I had to go through all these tests and stuff. And when they were testing the vitamins, and I think I've talked about this before, but I was low in vitamins. So then I had to be talked to about that and told about it. So I've been taking vitamin D and B12 for a long time. And I used to have to get the shots, but then they said just take the pills. And so in my last blood test, I'm over what I need to be. I'm not deficient at all. But the thing is that all of these people who are dying from this flu, they are, I think it's almost 100%. They're all deficient in this D. And you can take it by pill. I would recommend every single person right now to go and start taking vitamin D, vitamin B12. Like there's certain vitamins. You don't have to get these multivitamins. You don't have to overdo the vitamins, See a nutritionist and, get some blood tests to actually see what you need, because there's important minerals and vitamins and stuff that are being withheld from us. They're processing our foods. Now, the stuff I've heard about all of the Impossible and Beyond and, the plant-based products and stuff, they're 100% poison. And, I have been saying for a long time that we need to get back to basics. We need to get back to stop eating stuff out of boxes, stop eating stuff that is pre-made and stuff. We need to get to a healthier way of eating. We need to grow our own vegetables because they are chemically treating the soil. Right now we're up against a lot of stuff. The water, the soil, everything is got so many chemicals, but still you're going to do yourself a favor if you start growing some of your own food. And if you can't grow everything, then grow some and find someone else that can grow some others, and then you guys share, merge it. The more healthier that we start eating, the much better our bodies are going to do. And if you want to eat meat, and I don't eat meat, but I don't shame anyone who does. I believe that comes from something deeper inside of us. But you need to start eating, like the lady I know, the farmer up the street who's my friend, she eats meat and she grows some and stuff. And all of hers has a great life. She gives them a great life. She feeds them well. And she's very religious, so I'm sure she has gratitude. But I don't know for sure. But I would imagine she probably is thankful and thanks for her meals and stuff. And that's the thing, is like getting in the idea of this animal has given up its life for me to carry on mine. And I need to give thanks for this giving up its existence. And right now there's so many people, we're taking their existence, and these corporate farms are they are so horrible. They're so abusive to animals. These animals have no life whatsoever. They're diseased and sick. They're full of chemicals. And then people are eating this stuff. And we wonder, why are there so many sick people? Why are there kids being born with cancer? Why are there so many autoimmune diseases? It's so obvious. I don't know how it's a question for some people. And that's the thing too, is it's hard to understand how others perceive the world, how they process, how they think, it's very, there's no way to understand it. How we see it, we're seeing one thing, but you have no idea how someone else is seeing it. It's so weird. And I think so many of us think that we're all seeing the same thing. We're all looking at life the same way, and it's not at all like that. And your perception is everything. And the more that you can grow your perspective and your perceptions of things and look at things from all directions, the more and more advanced that you are in your thinking and your understanding of things. And but I was talking about something when I was younger. Now I gotta try and remember. I always go off on these things, but whatever. In my journey, I have completely done a 360. I think that's when you go all the way around. And where I used to believe that someone else could complete me. It was before I even understood really what love was all about. And you do, when you're young and you go into it, you don't realize that how damaged everybody is. And what a much better place if we worked on our own damage before we started trying to have kids and have families and have other responsibilities other than ourselves, because that's what we really want, is someone to care for us. But we have to learn how to care for ourselves. We have to learn how to prioritize ourselves, because I've reached a point in my life like, yeah, I want to have somebody in my life. I want to have a partner. I want to have somebody to experience things with, but I'm not going to settle. I'm not going to take anybody. I'm not going to just, it's not like I need somebody to come in and fix me. I don't need somebody to complete me. I don't want to say I don't need love, because I feel like we all need love. And I have love with Stella. Like, I love that girl so much. She is just, and every day I can give her hugs and kisses and scratch her stomach and see how much she enjoys life, just having tummy rubs. And she's just like, oh my gosh, could life get any better? So, I think that we are getting deeper understandings of love, and it's going to stop being something that is a desperate need. It's going to be something like when we're ready and we can love ourselves, then we can love others. But, when we're coming out of broken homes and broken lives, and we want, we just want someone to make us feel better. I keep talking about it, but we just get in these broken relationships that, when there's always a victim and a perpetrator, we get in these cycles of someone is taking from us and someone's demanding from us and someone's trying to take, and they want more than what we have to give and stuff. So it does the opposite of what we're looking for, in the sense of it making us feel better, but it is there to teach us. So you go through those relationships, and when you can be introspective, you'll learn about yourself. You'll learn about a lot of other things. And there was something else. Oh, another thing that I had heard someone else yesterday say, and I know there's lots of people who are always talking about star seeds and light workers. I'm not a label person. But, when you say that, then, people know what you're talking about. But I see things differently than that. But I do think that there are people who came here and from other realms to help move us forward as a species, as a race, as a planet, as, the broken arm in the whole system. And but this person was talking about that there's some people who are here who came into these really difficult situations. They went through, one thing after another through their whole lives, so that they could get to a point that they would have a deeper understanding and could help people heal from all of these different kinds of things, because they didn't just have one experience and they can tell you how to do that one. They went through a lot of hard experiences so that they could help a lot of people have an understanding, to help a lot of people be able to see it's kind of like seeing yourself, you know, and I'm not here to try and, you know, tell somebody what they need to do or how they need to do it or anything. All I'm here to do is like share my perspective, and hopefully that will help others, you know, broaden theirs. But when I heard that, I totally resonated with it. And that was the thing is, you know, when I was young, well, for years and years, I mean, even last week I had someone tell me this, but I've heard it my whole life from so many people, so many friends, not just, you know, not everybody knows your whole story, but friends who have known my story have always been like, you know, I don't even know how you have done it. I don't know how you've gotten through this many things. I don't know, you know, my life has not been as near as complicated as yours, you know, all that kind of things of, you know, people just being like, I just don't understand how, you know, you need to write a book and, you know, you've been through so much. And so when I heard that guy saying that, I was like, oh, that makes sense, because it goes with this drive of feeling like I need to do something to help others. I need to do something to propel the positive into the world, to be a part of bringing in this other way of being, this other way of thinking, this other way of looking at things. And so, I don't know, it just was kind of one of those pieces that fit into my puzzle that made it more complete. Like I was like, oh, that makes so much sense, because when you have come through so many different obstacles and so many different traumas, then it does make you think like, you know, why? why would some people's lives be so difficult and others be so, what appears to be easy, even though there's, you know, nobody really knows how easy someone's life is. But not everybody has ones that are just super, super difficult. I mean, everybody has things they have to get over. That's for sure. I mean, I think that's pretty much, you know, part of the human experience. You're going to have things that either from when you're young or at some point in your life that you have to get over, and you have to find it in yourself. You know, it's that going inside. It's those things that actually change us as human beings, change us as people, change us, you know, that we all have those experiences. And anyways, it just made sense to me, you know, that all those things that I went through, that there was a reason, there was a purpose, that me sharing my experiences could help somebody else in their experience, what they have to go through. And that's what I think it's, you know, it's all about, is us just all like coming together and just, you know, stop judging each other, stop competing with one another, and just start focusing on our own personal growth and how we can become better and how we can become more stable and how we can, you know, do more to bring our planet up, to elevate us, to make things better. And right now, you know, it does feel like there's so many obstacles, it feels hopeless. And I know that has beat down so many people over decades. But we are in the transition. We are in, and I went through my own personal transition, but now we're in this planetary transition. We're in a transition for all of mankind. And in that transition, you know, there's going to be a lot of, for personal growth, but this is much bigger than that. This is, we are headed for something completely different from this old experience that we've gone through in this transition. You know, it's going to seem crazy. It's going to seem hopeless. It's going to seem like, you know, all this negative that is exposing itself, that's coming to the surface, that's, you know, we're stuck in that. And, but that's not it. That is exposing itself because it's being released. It's going out. We're seeing it for what it was. It's no longer hidden. And that's the thing, is we've lived in this pretend life for so long with this hidden evil. And this really is, it's a battle with good and evil. Well, it has been. I mean, now, good has won. We're transitioning into it. But it wasn't really, to me, like, it was the experience. It was the cycle that we were in. And for that cycle to end, it has to purge itself out. The duality has to go. And that's going to be the thing. When people have to try and figure out, who am I if I'm not competing with them? If I'm not trying to be better than them, who am I? If I'm, just representing myself, what am I putting out there? Who am I? What am I inside? What do I care about? What things are important to me? And that's going to be the self-discovery. And some people are going to go through it in the experience as this transition occurs, but a lot of people, it's going to just it's going to happen in this. The way I see it is that it's like this light switch is going to suddenly come on. The programming is going to end, and there's going to be a lot of confusion. And then when people start having an understanding of what has been hidden, how evil some of this stuff that's been coming out and how bad it has been for humanity, it's gonna trigger a lot of growth in people, and they're gonna go through a lot of stuff. They're gonna go through a lot of pain. They're gonna go through a lot of self-discovery, and it will be, ones that can be strong to get through it. Not everybody will get through it. And that's where it becomes on a spiritual level. That's why this is about the ascension, the harvest. It's talked about in so many different texts. Like the Sumerian talked about it. I think they called it the Sumanatri or something. I'm horrible with words. Getting better though. But still, I still think I probably say the wrong words all the time. But those med beds are coming, and I'm going to get my brain fixed. So I'm excited about that. And I'm excited just to go in the med bed and get my scoliosis straightened out. Oh my gosh, to feel that, to be straight will be so, I don't know. That just sounds like magic to me. But to have my brain back to be able to think, like I wonder if they can retrieve old messages. I wonder how it's going to work. And I did hear somebody talking to some healer or something today. I'm not sure what she does, but I heard her talking about the med beds. And she was saying it's all on this. Of course, it's not Western medicine. It's old, ancient Eastern philosophies and stuff. But about raising your vibration and being healthy, there's more to it. You can't just like, go eat junk all day long and just be like, this bull, and then go in there and it's gonna walk out, Mr. America or something. That's not, like, you have to be taking care of yourself too. You have to care about yourself. Just like, my dad, there was a couple of times where they said he wasn't going to get out of the hospital. His liver was too shot, that he was going to die. And, that was a couple of times throughout his, my throat today, that his life of an alcoholic. And, but you can't get a new liver. You can't get a liver, what is that called? I can see it in my head. Well, when they put in a new part. When they put in one of the new parts, like they take it out of somebody who died, supposedly. I think that you have enough money, you don't have to wait for someone to die. They just go kill somebody for you. No shit. It's all about money. It's all about greed. And that's going to be one of the things that changes in this transition. the point where we're at, where people feel so desperate that they'll go in and steal from other people who, you know, are barely making it, but they'll go steal from them and stuff. You know, what kind of desperation are people feeling? We're moving out of that. And what was I gonna say? So to me, it kind of is the same thing. Like, you know, they weren't gonna give a liver to an alcoholic. And my dad had a lot of alcoholic friends. I know tons of them that had to get to the point of like, okay, well, you're gonna die if you don't get a new liver. And a lot of them died. Somehow my dad was able to come out of that situation more than once. And at one point they said he had 0% of his liver working, or maybe 1%. It was between 1 and 0. He had no liver working, but he was still out going. That's how I figure I've got really good genes. If I take care of myself, fuck, I could live to be 200. My dad lived to be in his 70s and no liver. So my mom always said he was a devil. That's the way he did it. But he, you know, there's a drive to survive. And, you know, I've talked about that before with some people, like that friend of mine who started dating that guy. He was perfectly healthy, great guy. She just loved him to death. He had a little girl. I think she was like 3 or 5, you know, really little. And one day they're laying in bed, and she's like got her hand across his stomach, and she feels a big lump. So she started feeling. She was a nurse. Back when I was a nurse, all my friends were nurses. So she feels, and she's like, man, you have a really big lump in there. You need to go to the doctor and get it checked. So he went in and got it checked, and it was advanced liver cancer. And, you know, there was nothing they could do. And he only had a couple weeks to live. I guess, you know, he died right away. But, you know, he was sick and didn't know it and just kept going. And there's a lot of, once you know, it is in your own head that you give up. It is your own self. So if you can override that system, like my dad could, he could keep going even if he didn't have a liver. He drank too. He stopped drinking for a bit, but definitely the last few years of his life with no liver, he was drinking all the time. He thought he was really cute too, because he would get sometimes it makes me laugh when I think about my dad. He was a wacky character, real wacky. He was funny. He had really good parts to him that were funny. When he would come out in the mornings dancing when I was a little kid, you know, he had some good parts to him. I wish that he could have found himself, you know, being my dad, but he couldn't. And but what was I gonna say now? Gosh, I'm just really all over the place today, aren't I? With his drinking. So he would get these, you know, Coca-Cola bottles, you know, I don't know, maybe they're 1 liter or something. No, they're not 1 liter. They're the small ones you buy at the 7-Eleven, you know, like the 16 ounces maybe. And I don't drink soda. I did before, but I don't know. If you drink it, you start seeing there's something in it that's addictive, and you just constantly need another one, another one, another one. And they're full of chemicals. They're poison. And so anyways, he would get those and he would fill them with vodka. I think he would leave a little bit of soda. No, I think vodka was only in the morning drink. There was whiskey in the afternoon. So, no, he started drinking rum at the end. Yeah, I forgot about that. So he would fill them with rum and then a little bit of soda, and he would put them in the freezer. And then when he would leave to go drive around and go do stuff, he would just grab a few of those. He was always driving around drunk, always drunk, every day. I don't even know how many days in his life he experienced ever being sober. I don't know. I don't think he did. And then that to me is, that's the stuff that is super sad. You know, that's like a broken soul who, and then I've said that before about alcohol. It lowers something in you that allows, well, the only ones that really want to take you over, the energies that are out there that want to take you over, there's not good ones, there's not pure ones out there that are out there for the betterment of all species, all souls, all energy, however you want to see them. They don't feel the need to go inside of you and take over. They're out there giving you signs, trying to show you, trying to do good. But there is definitely, the sludgy energy, the creepy, evil energy out there. There's chaos energy. There's so many different types of energy. And then they'll go in there and given the chance, they'll go in and, and people don't realize when they're in there fucking with your head, they think these thoughts are coming from inside them. They lose all awareness of things. And so they're not living their true life. They're not living their authentic life. It's a sad existence to me, I think. And I that was one of the things that just made me so sad about my dad dying, that he never got to change in this life. He never got to have that other experience, and maybe his whole purpose was as a catalyst for others, for other people to grow and stuff. But, when that medium talked to him, it didn't seem that way. It definitely seemed that all the stuff that he carried with him into death was there. He had to rid himself of that. You can't just go out into soul world as a evil, somebody who needs to take from others. That's lower vibration stuff. That is, how I see it, with the vibrations and frequencies, the lower ones, or the closer together or something, then you go higher. And there's so many souls and so much energy that is up in here, but it is a different flow. It's a different way of being, and down in here. And so you can't be up here. If this is all you can do, you can't be up here, so you're kind of stuck down here. But you get these opportunities. Every life gives you an opportunity so that you can go up here. And you may be taking little baby steps. You may slowly be making your way up there. But, you have eternity. You have forever to work on it. So, you don't have to rush. Take your time. Do what you want. Live. Every life should be seen as a vacation, an opportunity, as an experience to go in and see what it's like, to what you can create, what I can create for this being that I am presenting as, that's the magic. That's the fun. That's the excitement. And, my dad created a lot of heartache, a lot of pain. And, it's making my nose do that tingle before you cry. So I don't really want to keep talking about it, because I'll start talking about it. I'll start crying, because I do find it super sad, that kind of stuff, one of my favorite stories is Scrooge. I just think it's such a beautiful story. And, I totally believe in redemption. I totally believe in every day is your new opportunity to do something different, to make a change in the world, to be a part of creating something good, and that's where you're going to go into your death and feel good about yourself, and to be able to be up there and look down and to see. And I've talked about it before, where I've been shown other perspectives. I've been taken out, and it's weird, because it's not like you're taken out of your body and someone's standing there holding your hand and they're like, look. It's not like that. You can feel the presence around you, but it's in your it's a sudden shift, and you can't see things. You can't see with your eyeballs. You can only see, it feels like you're looking with your eyeballs. That's the thing, is it feels like you're seeing it with your eyes, but it is it's different. And that's where, you know, they talk about the third eye and stuff, and this higher consciousness and stuff. But when you go into it, you can see. And they've shown me, you know, what this is down here, and the cycles. And when you are out of here and you are up there, you can feel the pain of others. And I think that is you know, a big part of what drives the higher minded souls to come back and try and help. You feel the pain of what others go through, and that is going to be just one of the most beautiful things to me on earth, this changeover out of this duality and confusion, because it's going to take the veil away. And the veil has been, you know, it has its purpose, because you know, definitely has its purpose, but to have it to be removed, and to be able to see yourself for who you are, to be able to see outside of yourself, and it's like a new vision. And it's going to be it's just going to be so much better. It's going to be so much better for your soul, for how you're going to feel about being alive. I mean, I can't even, over all my nearly 60 years now, how many people I have met and known that are just so sad and so defeated, and just think life is a punishment, and it's a horrible thing to have to go through, and they just don't understand it at all. And I think that's, you know, that it kind of prevents them, it holds them back from possibilities, from even getting to know themselves. And, you know, the world has been a painful place for a long time. It's been under the control of people who have not cared about humanity. Humanity is going to take control now, though. And human beings are beautiful species. They care for one another. They want to help each other. They're mindful and stuff. It's just there's been so much manipulation of it all. But, you know, humans are very loving and caring, and you know, they've just been put into this desperate state of survival and a competition. Anyways, it's just going to be really great to move into this new existence. And I hope there's going to be a lot less of people dying before they reach their potential. I'm really hope that a lot of people get to find their potential and find out who they are, and bring their beauty to the planet. And I just hope that anybody who listens to me talking, I hope that you can get motivated to feel excited about the future. Don't feel scared. Don't feel like, you know, it's all ending. You know, even when you're going to see a lot of things that are going to end, just remember that a door has to close for another one to open in this kind of situation. When the door closes, there's lots of windows and stuff. There's going to be a rebuilding, and we are going to make those decisions. We're going to see. And a lot of people have got information coming into them from other places, however they want to see it. You know, they can see it. But there's a lot of information coming in to restructure everything. And it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be exciting. And just, you know, get excited and stay positive. And one thing is when you're thinking about things, you know, get out of the idea of, you know, fear and being scared of what's happening and what's going to come, and the future generations and stuff. Don't get caught in that cycle of fear. I mean, there's actual beings feeding off of that fear. You got to get into, Stella's moving my stuff, so you got to get into this. It's kind of, I would say, more manifesting our future by staying in the positive, thinking about what you want. You know, focus on what you want. Don't sit here and hang out in what you don't want. Don't give that energy. That energy, you know, look at it as it's dead. I don't want to think about what I don't want. I only want to think about what I do want. I don't care if it sounds crazy. You know, think about the greatest things. Think about, you know, how you want to see yourself. Even if it makes no sense in your head, keep seeing what it is you want. And I'm telling you, you'll find it. If you keep putting it out there, what you want. And I don't know about the word want, but see how you would like your future to look. You know, envision that. If it's called fantasy or, you know, dreams or whatever you want to label it as, just keep seeing what you do want, and it will manifest. It will come. But you have to trust you deserve it. You have to believe it. You have to, you know, focus on it. Give it life. You know, you give it life by seeing it, just like you give fear and hate and division and stuff. It's getting life. Stop feeding that energy and start feeding energy that, even if it feels silly and feels stupid, even if you want to, you know, picture yourself as super successful, driving around in a Corvette and, you know, the hottest person in your passenger seat, or whatever you want to start seeing, you know, just keep seeing that. You want to see yourself as, you know, running a farm in a community, or being a part of making decisions in communities, or whatever it is. Give that your energy. Focus on that. And I'll talk about it more, I'm sure. I think maybe I only talk about the same 5 things every time I talk. I don't know. I'm not going to go back and watch all my things. And it's not like I would watch them all and then I still think I wouldn't. I mean, I can watch a whole series of a show, and the next week I wouldn't know what was going to happen. I have to watch something all the way through, and then I still won't remember it later. It's really hard to, when I even talk about some of these things, like that one show I watched on Prime, the one, as I said, there was 2 shows that just came out, and they both talk about trafficking, and they both have these hammer murders. It's really weird. But the one on Prime, I thought it was really good. I couldn't get through the other one, the Big Sky one. It was just so violent. Oh my God. It was really vicious. This one, the other one has, I think, maybe a deeper story, and it's got a season 2. But you'd have to watch it. I can't talk about it, or I'll do a spoiler. But anyways, I don't even remember why I started talking about that. But okay, I watched it straight through. I don't know. Who knows how my brain works? I don't even know. But anyways, so have a great day. Stay positive. Think about beautiful things. You know, let your beauty shine. And don't get caught up in what other people say is beautiful. Be yourself. Be your own beautiful. And, you know, own it. Own yourself. And love yourself. And just put yourself out there. And try and stay positive, because we really are headed for beautiful times. And this is exciting. And, you know, it's really happening. And so, okay, have a great day.